Who remembers Jay Goody? The funny, witty, bubbly, and outgoing girl. She was sometimes called crazy, but I love that craziness about her. She was so friendly and so bubbly, always smiling or laughing. You could hear her giggle from miles away. Jade Goody first came to the public's attention when she appeared on Big Brother in 2002. The reality TV star tragically passed away from cervical cancer in 2009 at the age of 27. She left behind two sons, Bobby, who is now 16, and Freddie, who is 14. The death of Jade raised awareness of the importance of not skipping smear tests, and the uptake went up. However, over the years, many people are not having it, and this is a problem for the nation. In this video, we'll discuss the importance of having smear tests. Stay tuned. You are precious, you are beautiful, you are awesome, you are a child of God, and so you need to look after yourself. Hi there everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm sure you're wondering why this introduction. Well, there is a reason for the introduction. As you can see from my title, we're going to talk about cervical screening awareness, the importance of it and all. I have two special guests here with me, one of them in the medical field, who is also a nurse, and she's going to tell us the importance of doing this and answer all our questions. And the next one is actually someone who's gone through this screening, and she's going to share her testimony with us. So before we go on and I introduce my guest who's a nurse, I would like to introduce to you Gloria, who's going to share her testimony. So stay tuned and don't go away.
This is just a quick video to raise awareness on smear test. And I'd like to tell you a little bit about my smear test and my experience and what I went through. So I usually have my routine smear test done every 4 or 5 years, and it's always come back normal. So recently I had one booked just before the lockdown, but I was kind of ignoring it because I've always had a normal smear test. And one evening I was just there, I had a strong push to get it done, and so I phoned up and booked the appointment and had it done. And the results came out that I had abnormal cells that needed to be removed. I was shocked and frightened and scared at the same time because I've always had a normal smear test. And then also the doctors did make me aware that, you know what, sometimes you don't even feel any symptoms whatsoever when you're having abnormal cells, or when you have abnormal cells, you don't have any symptoms. So that's the more reason why smear test is always done. Like, that routine check is always there for women to help prevent cancers and other dangerous diseases. So when the test came back abnormal, I had to phone up and get a biopsy done. I had the biopsy done, and on the NHS waiting list is about 4 to 5 months to get a laser surgery done. So I went to book it privately. I tried to book it privately, booked for consultation and everything, phoned up my GP, told them that this is the situation and I needed to get the laser done as soon as possible. So I've gone private. And then thanks be to God, God being so good, my GP referred me to another private clinic to get it done, because he realized how badly I wanted to get it done, because I was willing to pay money. I was willing to pay almost £1,000 to get it done. Actually, everything together is about £1,600 consultation plus the procedure. So God being so good, they booked it, and I had the laser surgery done. So waited on my results that came through, and then now I have to do a routine smear test every 6 months just to make sure everything is cleared and everything is in good order. So if I had that push of getting it done, if I didn't have that wake up call, if God didn't speak to me, or some form of conviction for me to get it done, who knows what would have happened today. But God being so good, He prompted me to it. I had it done. So please do not ignore your smear test. If a letter comes through, or if you've been phoned up, or if any reason whatsoever you ask to go and do it, do not ignore it. Get it done. because you don't feel any symptoms, you don't experience any symptoms whatsoever. If anything is abnormal, they can only tell through the smear test. So I hope this video will help someone. And yeah, the biopsy was a bit painful, but something you can handle. And the laser surgery was less painful than the biopsy. So I'm gonna be doing my routine checks, and yes, I know by God's grace everything is fine and everything will be fine. So awareness to all women to please get your smear test done. Thank you.
Hi, welcome back. So thank you for staying tuned. As I told you, I have my beautiful sister here. She's a nurse and she's going to tell us all about it. So, but before we get into that, you heard from Gloria, and she told her story about how, she waited on it and what happened and all that. So now let's get into the questions. I'm going to introduce my sister. Her name is Barbara, but I'll leave it to her to tell us what she does and everything. So over to you, sis.
Thank you. Hi guys, my name is Barbara Asante Mensah, and I'm a general practice nurse. I've been in general practice for 6 years now, and doing smear test is my joy.
She did mine, by the way.
Don't remember it then, so don't ask me.
The perks of having a sister who's a nurse. Yep. Okay, so what is a smear test or cervical screening?
So what we call smear test, some people call pap smear, some people call it cytology, some people call cervical test, is a process where cells from our cervix is gathered and then sent to a lab. So we usually use a brush. It's very soft, you don't feel it thin, and at the lab they check for abnormality, or if everything is normal, you get your result. However, I have to say, for smear test or cervical screening in England, it started from the age of 24 and a half.
I was going to ask that. Yeah, okay.
24 and a half. Actually, It's 25, but you can have it done 6 months before your 25th birthday.
If I remember correctly, I think they wrote to me earlier before my 24th birthday.
Actually, a few months before you turn 25, you get your letter.
Okay.
To inform you that you needed to. So you get an educational leaflet alongside an invitation letter to tell you about smear test, and then you have to go and have it done.
Okay.
Yeah. From the age of 25 to 50, you have it done every 3 years. And then from 50 years to 65, you have it done every 5 years.
Is there a reason why they do it every year?
So research has shown that from the age of 25 to 50, you're reasonably sexually active. So every 3 years. And the probability of your cells, if you have a normal result, your cells changing or something abnormal happening between the years is low. So within 3 years, you can have it done again to check.
Okay.
And then after 50, of course, I'm 50, but that's not fair, because after 50, you're still raunchy, just that you don't know.
Right. And you mentioned you have to be sexually active, right? Before you can have it done.
Yes. So when the patient turns up at my clinic, I usually ask that, are you sexually active? If the patient is not sexually active, they can still choose to have the smear test done,
Painful.
or they can choose to decline. However, for cultural and religious reasons, some people are virgins, and so if they're keeping their virginity for that purpose and they've not been sexually active, and you do a smear test on them, you're going to break their virginity. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Now, we want you to just tell us any information you have based on it, and based on what Gloria told us as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Because one thing that Gloria mentioned was that I think she did have it before and it was normal. Actually, I was going to ask, if you have it before and it's normal, can you just skip the next test? Or it's a must, you have to get it done?
So I am a big advocate for smear test, and I can tell you, ladies, please do not skip your smear test.
Okay.
If you are a mom, it's not just for you, it's for your children as well. It's for your whole family. If you're not a mom, you've got family, you've got sisters, you've got brothers, you've got a mom, you've got a dad. And that's not just for you, it's for them as well. Because the earlier something is picked up, the more likely you can be treated, and then you can move on from there. So Gloria did mention that she had a normal test at her when she did her previous smear. So when you do have a smear test, the process is changed somehow. So when we started having smear tests, the process was abnormal cells were being looked for. However, since last year or 2018, the process is changed. Whatever sample is sent to the lab, HPV is what is tested for. So HPV is human papillomavirus. So it's a virus that most women carry, and it's transmitted through sexual contact. So women will have sex with women, men will have sex with men, and a man and a woman sexually. So there are strains that your body would simply get rid of it with time. But there's 2 strains of this HPV. So strain 18 and 16, that causes changes to our cervical cells. So these are the strains that the labs will be testing and looking out for. If you do test positive for the HPV, they go on to check your sample for abnormal cell changes. If you have the abnormal cell changes as well as testing positive for HPV, then you get a letter or a phone call from the hospital to go and have these cells taken off. So we say to our patients, when I see my patients, I tell them that if there's any abnormality and you test positive for HPV, the hospital will give you a call and you go for colposcopy. So that's the process of the burning of the cells. If you do test negative for HPV, but you have abnormal cells, you do a recall within 12 months. If you do test positive for HPV as well, but you do not have any abnormal cells, they do a recall for 12 months. So,
Right, I see you've got a few things that you can show us. So
I do.
At this point, I think I'll just leave it to you, and then if there are any questions, then I'll come in and answer you. But yeah, please take it away.
Okay, so I've got this. It says a smear test lasts 5 minutes, but the impact of cervical cancer lasts a lifetime. So if you skip your smear test and maybe going for it 3 yearly, you don't go, but you go maybe after 6, 7, 8 years, and you find that you've got cervical cancer, the impact is lifetime. So you might, or you could, or you can be treated for cervical cancer, but the financial impact on your family, the emotional impact, the mental and emotional impact on you, the lady, is also something that I would skip and rather have my smear
test done,
because it's only a few. I always say to my first timers that it takes a second, relax, and think of somewhere beautiful. But it's easier said than done when you've got somebody coming at you with a speculum and a brush. So
I can imagine.
I think this we've already spoken about. So what it is, why, who, and the HPV. So I think anybody who's had a smear test will be familiar with this. So this is the sample bottle, and that is the brush I mentioned there. And this. So this is our service. We've all got one. This is our secret woman. We've all got one. And it just shows under a microscope what
how it looks.
So a normal service. When ladies get the letter to say that they've got abnormal results, it might be a low grade sin, a high grade, or cancerous.
Oh, so there are different stages to it.
Of course, yes.
Right, okay.
So there's a low grade sin and a high grade. So all of these you'll be treated for.
Right, so the low grade.
So the low grade can be that you've got HPV, but you haven't got
Okay.
abnormal
Okay.
cell changes.
Okay.
This
I
can mean
agree.
that you've got HPV and you've
Right.
got abnormal changes.
Right. And then it goes.
This is
into-
where we don't want to get to. So it's very important
Let me
to
show
go
you.
have your smear test
You
done.
guys can see.
Guys, what I
This
can
is
also
us.
say is when you go for your smear test, you know, there are horror stories on the internet. Sometimes ladies tell each other. But I always say to my ladies when they come to see me that the vagina is made up of muscles. So you've got muscles in your vagina. And when you tense up, everything contracts. So it's uncomfortable, it's not painful. And it all depends also on the person doing your smear. Sometimes I will go have my smear and I'm really tense because I don't want anybody to look
Yeah.
my lady area.
Yeah.
It's private.
Yeah.
However, the professional or the clinician you're seeing, their contribution, chatting to you, you know,
Yeah.
let the person know how you feel. You know, I would say probably to my nurse or my clinician that, oh, I've had a horrible experience, so
With it,
can you give me time? And I always say to my ladies, at any point you think you want me to stop, please tell me and I'll stop. Have that conversation, because if you go in and the clinician is, you know,
Yeah.
is
You
you're having a
automatically
cloudy
feel-
face.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
you're thinking, oh my God, I need, you know,
Yeah.
sort of hold on.
Yeah.
It's difficult for me to say relax because you've, like I said before, you've got somebody coming at you with a speculum and a brush to somewhere that you would. Ladies do ask me, oh, I've had a child. How worse can it be? But my answer always will be, as a mother myself, when you're having a child, when you're in labor, you actually want to push the child out to stop the pain. Going for a smear test, you're not in pain. So you're sort of willingly walking into a room for somebody to sort of go up your lady area. It takes 5 minutes, but lifetime peace of mind.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's really important, guys. I mean, let's not take it for granted. As you heard from Gloria, if she had waited any longer, God knows what would have happened. But, you know, I mean, thank God for that nudge that she should go for it. So if you're watching this and you haven't, please, 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 go get it done. I mean, call up your GP. Where do you go? In our case, we have the garden clinic as well, right?
We have the garden clinic, which is
Yeah.
a sexual health clinic, so
Where
you
they
can
can-
go there. But do call your GP. I know it's coronavirus season, but GP surgeries are still doing smears. They're still doing things like immunizations and other things. GP nurses never stopped working during coronavirus because what we do is face-to-face. We can never work over the phone or telephone or video. We do certain things over telephone or video, but what we do is face-to-face. So please give them a call. I can't stress enough. It's very important. Your son needs you, your daughter needs you, your mom needs you, your dad needs you, your family needs you, and your community needs you. So please do have your smear test.
Thank you so much. I can't believe that's the end of it.
I know.
It's gone by too quick. But we'll definitely have Barbara back on, maybe for something else. I realize she's got something about breast cancer as well, but we're dealing with smear test today, so we'll probably do another one about breast cancer.
Yes, that's very important. Yes.
Thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome.
Love you. Don't mind us, guys. And thank you for watching. Please share it on, subscribe, comment, and like. God bless you. Bye. Right, welcome back, guys. Thank you for staying tuned. So, okay, we've talking about what it means, what age, and the procedure. What is the statistics for it? If just okay. Don't worry, I will cut it off. Okay, right. It's on now. No, you talk. We are practicing. This is not the actual thing.
Hi guys. I don't say anything again.
What do you don't say that? You have to tell us your name. I'll just say Barbara, but you have to tell us your full name and your profession, like what you do, you know, your title and everything. You have to give us everything.
You know what Isabel said? I told you to do it with your hair like that. Yes.
Of course.
This is
we
natural.
are rocking it. Share. We need to represent. We need to represent. Hey, he's been recording.